Let's see if it connects. It's connecting. There she is.
We figured it out.
I swear, every time we get on with someone, we're like, wait, let's see. What do we got to do? What do we got to do?
Yeah, we really got to get our shit together and figure that out.
It takes a village, right?
So what's going on?
To figure this stuff out. Let me turn up some volume.
Yeah.
There we go. Now I can hear you a little bit better.
It's the new normal.
What?
It's the new normal.
What is normal? I'm trying to hear your perspective because I'm on my own. And so I don't have to think about anybody else or, you know, I think about my kid, but I know I check in with him every day.
Right.
I know he's fine. How is it being a couple and then two kids on top of that, being quarantined?
It's exhausting.
It's testing.
We're both at the same time.
But you know, I mean, we're doing well. I mean, we're managing. We're crazy, so we're never normal anyway. So you know, it's just you know.
I mean, it's tough.
Good.
Yeah. So I mean, so what's new for you? Are you doing everything from home now? Like all the radio stuff?
Everything from home. So
wow.
Recording, uploading, and I really miss not being in the studio because, you know, you jam to the music and you're dancing around and you're singing. And so I miss that part of it.
Yeah.
I'm also missing the fact that I can't get outside.
I know.
Like going to the studio is going to feel like an event next time I do it.
I
mean, last man standing, I was like, do I have to go? They're like, Marilyn, you have to go.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, that's the thing, especially for us, because we're always so like in the media, going to events and doing things, and it out of nowhere you have nothing to do.
No event.
I mean, you do your regular stuff, and like obviously now the kids finally now are doing their like homeschooling, obviously now because they have to complete the rest of their stuff. But it's been interesting to say the least.
You're a mom, you're a dad, you're teachers, you're cooks, you're supporting one another.
Yeah.
You're wearing so many hats.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I guess that keeps you out of trouble, maybe.
Well, kind of, but then we get in each other's hair. So it's like, you know, sometimes I envy like the position you're in where you can just kind of like isolate yourself and not have to deal with anybody.
You don't have to deal with anybody's crap, you know? You can like just be with yourself.
I'm here to tell you though, you're lucky that you have each other.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, for sure. Absolutely.
It's really lonely. It really is.
Yeah.
Like no one has touched my person for, you know, a month. Like, could somebody just touch me, you know?
Yeah.
Well, that's the thing. Like when we get back to normal life, like what is it going to be like? Because I'm a hugger, you know?
Yeah.
Are people going to hug or are they going to be like, you know?
Yeah.
I don't know.
I don't know.
It's
definitely going to be weird.
Mailman. And thank God the mailman. I'm going to run out there in my mask and just be like, yo, dude, I know. You don't know me, but can we
just give me a hug?
Well, it's funny. We took a little hike in a park today, just to get out and get some fresh air. And we went on some trails, and everybody in the world was out. We were like, all right, well, so where's the quarantine?
Yeah.
You know, but everybody was being respectful and staying distant from each other, which was cool.
Mm-hmm.
But everybody's walking their dogs. Yeah. Well, we didn't when we were there because we were in the middle of the woods, you know, but we had them in the car in case we need them. But the dogs were looking at people like, what are these things?
Yeah.
You know, it's like they only knew their owners.
Yeah.
Because they've been isolated.
Well, that's the thing. Like we have 2 cats and they're looking at us like, why are you people here all the time? You know, even though they're like our cats are like more like dogs, I think, because they're always with us. They sleep at our feet and all that. But they are literally looking at us like, this is our nap time. Why are you guys being so loud? You know,
working out for the pets for sure.
Yeah.
The cat meme where the cat says, get a human, they said. They're never home.
Yeah. Yeah. The cats are like going nuts.
It's so true.
Big Feet said state parks are closed there. Not sure. Yeah, you know, it's weird. Some of the parks, we're in Pennsylvania. Some of the parks here are closed and some are not. I mean,
Yeah.
Tyler Park's a state park in Bucks County, and it was open.
Yeah.
I mean, there were just tons of people there.
I feel like that's kind of a blessing, as long as people are doing what they're supposed to do, because fresh air, sunshine, nature,
Yep.
that's all been so cathartic. I have been going to the park. That's the one thing I think that's saving me. And I've been making these little nature videos.
Yeah.
Just to have those Zen moments where, you know, because my gosh, this is what we do. We live, we breathe, we want to be outside, you know, the hanging out with people. I don't know. I guess it's nice to get in touch with that introvert that we all have inside of us. And it is nice to stop down. Like, I videotaped a mom bird at the top of the tree just chirping to her baby bird.
But I feel like it's one of those things, like, we're now, like, connecting with nature more. You know what I mean? Like, we're
background of you guys right now.
Oh, yeah. He likes to photobomb us every time we do it, you know?
We have another one, too. That's parsley. And the other one's basil.
So cute.
But I feel like we're connecting with nature a little bit more now. Like, you know, we're like putting our phones down and just like, you know, going out and walking. And even the kids now are like, oh, we're going outside. Are you guys coming too? You know, like.
Yeah. Are they like going on Top Chef Kids episodes? Like,
no, but we did do a thing. I don't know if you saw, like, you know, obviously you're trying to come up with ideas all the time for them to do different things. And I came up with this idea actually a couple years ago. We started doing a chop challenge with them at home. And then I saw that Food Network posted it again. I'm like, you know what, let's do it with them again. And they actually cooked dinner and we were the judges.
Yeah, it was a lot of fun. I mean, sometimes you go, oh, I don't know what we're going to get out of this, you know, but
it helps them like work together in the kitchen together and like come up with ideas. And I think if your kids are a little bit older, I think it's a great idea, you know?
It stops them from fighting for 20 minutes.
Yeah.
And then they're back at it again.
there may be a new book at the end of this. I mean, we're all sort of writing and doing artistic adventures.
You know, it's so weird because when this all started, I was in writing mode. We were down in Florida, and when everything started locking down, we came back. And when we got back, life changed so much that I kind of went into brainstorming mode. So I actually haven't written a paragraph in over a month. But I've been playing my guitar again and doing a lot more music lately. So I've been writing some songs. So now I've gone from writing books back to writing a couple song things, and you know, it's back and forth. I definitely have ideas for writing, but it's just doing it.
I feel like music, it's one of those things that like,
cathartic.
You know,
yeah. Well, you know that. What do you?
All the DJs, the club DJs, doing jams from their house. They've got their equipment all set up.
Yep.
Yeah.
Nice. LA, New York. There's a lot of club. My brother actually is a DJ up at Nick's Roast Beef on Sunday, and he's really missing it. I'm like, hey, dude, set up the equipment. We'll start jamming. You know?
Yeah.
I'm trying to talk.
I mean, even Bob Kelly on Fox 29. Did you see it? He was doing it too.
Yeah. It's hilarious. But music has been very cathartic, and nature and reading. I've read a few books. And of course, I am still working. But it's funny because when you're off your routine, you don't know when the creative juice is going to come. So, like, the minute I walk into the studio at OGL, it's like, bam, let's do this, you know? But here I have to, like, kind of force myself to get into the groove. It's just a very bizarre dynamic.
It is weird. It's, you know, you don't, you know, and I'm familiar with what you do, at least from, you know, I did a little bit of it in college, at least as far as being a DJ and everything. And it's tough when you're out of your normal element because it throws you off.
Yeah.
But again, music helps bring us all together.
Me too. I'm a freak for social media, so I spent a lot of time doing these, which is really
fun. And I think that's what's so much fun.
Yeah, I started a Remarkable Women Instagram Live series, so I'm going back and catching up with some of the women that I featured to see how they're coping and how businesses, more importantly, are coping and how we're all going to get through this together. And I started making a lot of little iMovie trailers, which I've always loved to do. So so
are you still doing the Eat, Drink, Be Marilyn?
Well, I
thing?
haven't been able to interview anyone in the studio. Yeah, the podcasts are all still there. So
Yeah.
as soon as we get back to whatever our new normal is, I'm going to ramp that baby up because, you know, that's so much fun to talk about food.
Yeah.
Yeah.
No, I love, you know, I've gained 10 pounds in this pandemic. I don't know if I'm going to call
Listen, this has been my thing tonight. I literally got so depressed a little bit ago because I'm like, I need to stop drinking.
drinking. I'm just eat all the comfort food. Like I just had macaroni and cheese. And
wait, did you bake cookies today?
My sister baked cookies today. The thimbles with the apricot jelly. They were delicious. It's like Christmas, you know, Christmas cookies. There are no rules anymore. So
and that's the thing. We forget what day it is. We forget what time it is.
Yeah. And we're filing our taxes, right?
Yeah. Well, and that's kind of why we needed to get out and just go for a hike in the woods today, because we were like, we need to just walk off some of this. Like, you know, I mean, I haven't gained anything. I don't see it on her, but you know, she's I'm self-critical all the time. So,
but you know, guys and men, like, you know, even if they want to lose weight, they lose it like that. And us women, you know, it takes us forever, you know.
So have you made any new dishes during a pandemic, filet or something?
So I've been doing the live lately. He's been in the kitchen with me because it makes it easier, especially if you're in the kitchen with somebody cooking. So I made tonight.
She needs comic relief. She has to laugh at me when I'm in the kitchen with her.
So I made the split pea and ham soup because we had leftover ham from Easter. What was the night before? What did we make the night before?
I can't keep track. I don't remember. What day is it? I don't even know what day it is anymore.
I made a Caesar kale salad. I made homemade Caesar dressing.
With salmon.
With salmon and stuff like that. And then the night before, we did something else too. And I think it's a lot of fun. Like, I usually don't do cooking, like, live things. And a lot of people are now like, you should do it more often because it's so much fun.
Yeah.
Because usually it's, you know, the kids come home and you're like, you get them from school and stuff like that. Now it's like they're home. It makes it a little bit easier, you know.
Yeah.
So does school provide lessons and stuff to?
Yeah. So this week it started. They have every single class has homework. So they have to complete at least a half hour a day of each subject. So they have homework. Sometimes they can do it in a less period, like 15, 20 minutes, depending on the subject. But they have to complete it in order to get points. Okay. You know, if they don't get it, if they don't complete it by Sunday, then they're not going to receive those points. And it's a mandatory thing now, you know, in order for them to get their fourth marking period.
Okay.
So,
great.
Yeah.
And after that, they're done, and it's summer and business as usual. And then hopefully they'll be back in the fall.
Oh my gosh.
Hopefully. I mean, you know, everything's getting delayed. I mean, now they're talking June. So now it's like, oh, all right, well, maybe we can, you know, what happens after June? You still get part of the summer, but then it's like, I don't know.
Right.
So
it's just something that we have to get used to, I think, where they even said, like, this is going to be like a seasonal thing. I don't know if you heard about that.
Yeah. Well, some days I just take a break from it all because it can be a rabbit hole, and scratching your way back out of that is painful. So I think that, you know, there's still a lot of unanswered questions, and, you know, hopefully at the end of the day, we'll all be able to get back out. It's going to be slow. I understand that. I'm happy to wear a mask, although my face is breaking out.
Up here. Right?
Yeah, no, well,
I get it up here
too. Like when it covers, I don't know.
I can't breathe. I feel like I can't breathe in them. Like and I love going to the supermarket. I'm one of those people where, like, I like to cruise through the aisles. I can't do that anymore. So, like, I make a list, go in and get what I need to get, and leave. You know what I mean? Yeah. So it's one of those things, like, I don't even enjoy going anymore.
We feel like we're snorkeling our way through life.
I know.
Exactly.
But there's not even like pretty fish to look at. Like,
It has been good in a way, though. I mean, we have been able to, you know, sit down and finally, you know, binge watch something. So we've been watching Ozark because we haven't seen any. We're almost done season 1.
That's a great show.
Yeah. What have you been binge watching? Anything or?
I've been binging My Beautiful Friend on HBO.
Okay.
You would love it because actually it's like a coming of age story of two girls from Italy.
Okay.
And it's subtitled. So you're hearing the language, you're seeing the beautiful Amalfi Coast. They go and visit.
Oh, so beautiful.
And so for the scenery, it's intense. It's a little bit of a heavy story. But girls that are polar opposites and they're best friends. It's really
cool.
well done.
Oh, okay.
That's cool.
Well, that's something to look at.
Yeah, I'll have to check it out.
I'm tempted to go back and do Game of Thrones all over again.
We never watched that.
I haven't seen one episode.
Yeah. Well, there you go.
Yeah, I know. Well, I'm like behind on everything because usually, you know, by the time we sit down, I'll sit down at night and I'll start writing, and it's, you know, we're not usually sitting watching. You know, we have a couple shows here and there, but
yeah.
So it's been nice to have a little bit of a break in that way. But you know, it's kind of, you know, with being backed up.
Your Enthusiasm and Shit's Creek, they're both hilarious.
I heard of the Sheets, like I heard shits, whatever.
If you haven't heard it's so good. I'd bang that up to the top of the list.
Really?
Really?
Okay.
I heard so many people say it's so good. Ozark was one of them where people are like, you need to watch it. And we started watching it, and we're like, what, 15 minutes until, like, we just started the other.
Yeah, it was like we got to the season finale of season 1 last night, and there was 15 minutes left, and Roberta hits me and goes,
I can't do it anymore, so tired.
But you could tell she wanted to do it, but she's holding her eyes open.
I think Jason Bateman all day long.
I know. It is so good. I love it.
I've always loved Laura Linney. I'm such a huge fan.
And that's her name.
That's who it is.
Who she, oh my gosh.
Yeah.
Okay.
She's not been in that much, but she was in Squid and the Whale. She's been like more indie.
She was in a couple other movies too.
Yeah.
Wasn't she?
Really great.
Quite a few.
You know what? I might go back because I sort of dropped off halfway through second season. So I might go back to Ozark and see how
Oh my gosh. And they just said the third season. The third season just started, right?
I know, and I haven't seen it.
Yeah, that's kind of why we decided,
season 2. Because I saw some of season 2, and then I sort of got, I don't know. That was when I had a social life and I was going out, so I wasn't thinking about it. But now I'm thinking about it again. So
what's the other one that we just watched? Lock and Key.
What channel?
Netflix.
That's on Netflix.
Okay. And
that's a good one.
Yeah, that's good. That's different. There's only like 10 episodes, I think, in the first season.
Cool.
Yeah, and they just got renewed. Like they got a second season, right?
It's written by Joe Hill, is Stephen King's son, I believe.
Oh.
So it's got a very old school Stephen King feel.
It's good.
It's a little creepy. There's not really anything that'll make you jump, but it's suspenseful. So it's good. It's different.
I'm a big baby when it comes to horror.
So
she is too. Yeah.
I get anxiety. I can't do it. I used to be able to, but now I'm like, it's giving too much anxiety. I can't do it. Like I can't watch it.
Seen like a slasher movie, like those Jason movies, or I saw Poltergeist, and it traumatized me so hard. For about 3 weeks, and I wouldn't put the TV on. So there are some horror movies that have just ruined me. I'm like, I'm out. It's not my genre, you know.
Yeah. It's so funny.
It's light and funny. Like I just watched The Breakfast Club. Easter was all about Wizard of Oz.
I love the Wizard of Oz.
That's a classic.
I'm going for the Dorothy look here.
Yeah, that's a classic.
It's such a classic. And you know what this has forced me to do that I've never been able to do? Because lists are kind of like a thing now. Like, like top 10 albums, top 10 books, top 10 movies. I made my top 10 movies, my favorite movies of all time.
Go for it. Let me hear it. Go.
Oh my God, it's on my phone, which of course I'm using.
Okay. All right. Well,
I want to know this though.
Top 3 then.
Top 3
was number 1. Shawshank Redemption, Gladiator, High Fidelity, Cinema Paradiso. And the other part I don't know, but
those are great picks though.
You and I have the same number 1. Wizard of Oz is actually my number 1 movie and just because
so good.
You know, L. Frank Baum got me. He was one of the authors that got me into writing. So I I read all those books. Like when she was pregnant with Lana, I was reading to her stomach.
Yeah.
You know, and Lana now loves it. So it's something I can share with my daughter. So it's kind of cool.
Yeah. One of her
The
birthdays.
thing about that movie, it is absolutely timeless.
It is. It is. It doesn't matter when you watch it or what age. Lana was turning 3 or 4, and her little birthday was Wizard of Oz, and like because it's near Halloween, so we all dressed up as the characters. Like I was the Scarecrow, she was Dorothy. Tony was a tiny little baby, so we made him the Cowardly Lion, and Rick was the Tin Man. He took, what did you take, the oil thing?
Yeah, it was an oil can from the car.
The funnel.
It actually was used for oil, and I ended up using it.
That's epic. That is so cool that you guys did that.
Yeah.
Veritas said Black Sails. Binge that if you've never seen it.
Okay.
Okay. Never heard of it. But
never heard of it either.
Well, Veritas is a great name, so I'm going to take that suggestion. Name Veritas. Yeah.
I was going to ask you your top list because you're in the music industry. I was going to ask you what your top 3 bands are of all time.
Oh man.
Well, I think that Zeppelin is still very timeless for me. That's like high school jams. And how can you deny the Beatles?
Right.
Mm-hmm.
You know, oh man, but it's that third one that
it's tough.
It's always hard when somebody puts you on the spot.
I can't now. It's like people ask me all the time, well, what are your top 3 guitarists or top, you know, what if you made a super band, you know?
Well,
and I'm like,
the guitar players would probably be easier for me. And Hendrix, of course, would be at the top.
I always say that too, but I also say Prince as well.
Prince, he's a fun man. Like seeing Prince live was one of the best moments of my entire life.
All right.
He comes out, puts it all out there, and slays.
Oh
and
my gosh.
Like, I'm not done. I need more of you.
Yeah.
I wish I would have gotten to see him. Now, who would you say was better, Prince or Michael Jackson?
Ooh.
Prince.
Okay.
I agree.
Just because I'm more of a rocker than a popper.
Right.
You know.
But I think
for probably my third band would be Nirvana.
Oh.
Yeah.
Okay.
I lived, ate, and breathed the 90s because that's when I got into radio. Yeah. And that's when Nirvana just popped.
Oh, yeah.
And I remember actually when my son Matthew was really little, him and I listening to it together.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Embarrassed every year, trying to figure out the words to some of the songs. I'm like, when I look back, I realized he was like 3 or 4. We were doing that. I'm like, who lets their kid? You know, but that's why I think he's such a music lover now.
Yeah.
Well, that's the thing. I feel like
I got to see them too, which was, you know, we can't even talk concerts because I've been to a trip. And that's what besides my hairdresser, live music is what I'm craving.
Oh,
they're saying you're not going to be able to see live music. They're saying like fall of 2021 now.
No. Okay.
I don't think that. I don't
believe
be
that.
True. That better not be true.
I don't believe that, but that's what I heard.
But then what about sports then?
You better teach me guitar.
Yeah, I'm going to have to start doing live concerts or something. I don't know.
I'm going to need some music.
But the thing is, if they can't do live concerts, how are they going to allow sports things then? You know what I mean?
It'll be any big gathering. So we may still be able to do more intimate shows, like at the Fillmore or TNA.
Yeah.
And that's what I'm hoping, that when they open that valve, like Cuomo and Tom Wolfe are all talking about, you know, opening that valve very gently, letting some water flow out. I'm hoping that we'll be able to test those waters.
Yeah. I think we will be able to. I think, you know.
Sign me up because I'm going to need it, really.
Oh, my gosh. We're going to need a lot of.
That's my happy place, you know.
Yeah.
I mean.
Well, that's the thing. Like, I feel like music, like with me, when I'm cooking in the kitchen, I need to have my music.
Right.
It can be anything from like reggae to jazz to Latin music, like anything.
Yeah.
And the kids now, they even know, like when I put like classics, because I like to do jazz standards a lot, like one of my favorites to cook to. So like if Frank or Dean or like any of them come on, I'm like, who is it? And we do that with rock bands too.
Yeah, like when we get together with friends, we'll do like the stuff that you play, like 90s playlists, and like, you know, just that type of music to me is just fun. Just fun rock.
What's the last concert you guys went to that?
Yeah, the two of us.
We went to, so both were at Parks Casino.
Yes. Is the venue great? The Excite Center?
Perfect.
That venue is amazing. I love it.
We saw Sammy Hagar there, and we saw Old Crow Medicine Show.
Oh,
now,
fun.
Yeah, and I didn't think, because we don't really listen to a whole lot of country or bluegrass or anything like that. So we didn't know what to expect going into that, and it was a very entertaining show.
It really was.
It
really was. We stayed until the very, because I'm like, oh, if we don't end up liking it too much, maybe we can like skip out. Yeah. We ended up staying until the very end because it was so entertaining. The guys were so talented.
Yeah.
You know, and so much fun to watch.
When we were seeing Sammy Hagar, I got up to go to the restroom and I grabbed us drinks, and when I came back, Roberta wasn't around. I'm like, where the heck did she go? So next thing you know,
right out of the audience.
Yeah, well, she's texting me going, you got to come up here. She's literally at the foot of the stage underneath Sammy Hagar's guitar. And I'm like, that is awesome, you know? So it was cool. Yeah.
Well, he sent me a bottle a couple of years back when he launched the rum stuff. And he actually sent a card saying,
can't wait to try your
food, Chef Roberta, with his signature.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
That was cool.
So I have the bottle. I have not opened that bottle. So now I'm like, wait, is it going to start fading, like the signature? So now I have to find a way to like preserve that, you know?
Well, you got to get the rum out first.
I know.
Yeah, exactly.
Well, that's what everybody says. They're like, why don't you just open it? You don't have to like keep the bottle.
Yeah.
I'm like, I don't know if I want to open it.
Oh, that's funny. That's really funny. Well, the last concert I saw, and I'm really glad I went, was the Black Crowes acoustic upstairs at the Fillmore, and that was really, really fun.
I'd like to see that.
That's the one that we were talking about. Remember?
But
we
listen,
like, oh, we should go.
I will give you the heads up on this. I just heard from Live Nation, and they're going to start doing virtual concerts.
Oh.
Really?
Yeah. And radio.com is doing some virtual concerts, too.
Okay.
The headquarters, the radio.com, where that's part of Entercom. So we're doing cool shows in our lobby in the building at 2400 Market. So
that's
awesome.
Cool.
Yeah. But
how does a virtual show work?
There's going to be stuff coming out. I mean, it's not quite the same, but it's better than nothing. And if it's all we got with what's happening in our world, we'll take it. So,
yeah.
Well, what was it I saw? Whitney Houston was going on tour.
Yeah.
The hologram?
The hologram thing?
How do you feel about that?
No, I'm the same way. I'm like...
It's weird. It's like, why am I going to pay to see that if I can just watch it from home?
Right.
And it's not the same experience. If you've seen Whitney in concert, you're not going to see those sweat beads, you know?
Yeah.
Yeah, it's weird, but I think I guess that's where technology's going. I mean... I don't know. There's a couple bands on my bucket list that I may never get to see. I don't know, you know, like Rolling Stones is up there. I've never seen them. I never got to see Queen in concert, you know, but Rolling Stones is up there, and I'm just like,
are these guys going to make it another year?
They're not dead yet.
No, they're not. And Keith Richards is immortal.
A tour.
Yeah, I know.
I feel like Keith Richards is like a robot.
Yeah. Billy Joel, though.
Billy Joel. We've never seen Billy
Joel either. So that was like another one. And I had the opportunity in 97 was when he toured with Elton John. And I had tickets to it. And I passed it up because I had a gig that night. And I so regret it.
And don't you think now in a pandemic, we're looking back like saying, I wish I had done that thing, that's the opportunity to do. And I think after this, we're going to have such a lust for life that it's like, I'm never saying no to anything else.
Right. Yeah, I know.
I'm sucking up every piece of life energy from everywhere, you know?
Yes.
Yeah. It definitely is giving you that mindset. You know, so see Billy Joel. Now, Billy Joel had 3 sold-out shows at Madison Square Garden. But it was April, right? Wasn't it April or May?
Yeah, I think so.
Yeah.
Yep.
Well, maybe if it's rescheduled, you can get tickets.
Yeah, maybe.
Well, now they're saying like airfare and everything too. Like people are buying tickets now because now airfares are giving you what, like 18 months to 2 years to like claim your tickets, but you can get them like super.
You got your vacation?
Did you? Well, that's what I told Rick. I'm like, we got back from vacation and this all started to happen. And now I'm like, we need to go on vacation.
LA, baby, all the way.
LA?
I was supposed to go at the end of the month in March. I was supposed to go back out there for another like show. And it was supposed to be the Home and Family show and Kelly Clarkson show. And both got, of course, canceled. So now it's just a matter of when, if it's going to like, it's just up in the air now. So I was so upset about that, you know, because I was so looking forward to it.
Oh yeah.
But
yeah, I still haven't been out there. Where are you going in LA? Doing anything in particular or just?
Well, my niece lives in Orange County. So
okay.
About family, but you got to drive up the coast. You got to go to Malibu.
Yeah.
That is what I did when I went out there. When did I go out? February? When I did this segment?
I think February, yeah.
Or was it the end of? No, it was November, I think. I don't know. But I'm like,
running together.
I know everything's But I was like, you know what? I'm gonna get there a day early, and I'm going to get the car, and I'm just gonna drive. And I drove to Malibu, and
the highway is absolutely beautiful.
It's so hard to explain unless you're there.
Yeah.
And I went down like the canyon and stuff. Like I think it's is it Runyon Canyon?
Laurel Canyon?
No, is it RUN? Runyon Canyon.
Yeah, there's a whole.
That was beautiful. I could not explain it to him. Like even I went on the beach there, and I went to the beach that has all those rocks and stuff. And I FaceTimed them, and I'm like, we need to go. Like,
take the kids. Would really love it.
Take the kids. That's exactly what I said.
We talked about maybe doing that later this year. Well, now we're like, I don't know. You know, my son's going crazy because baseball's not happening at the moment. You know, so I'm like,
Well, so we're going to do it. Buy the tickets now because the rates are down. Like
they are extremely low,
crazy good. So that's why my sister and I looked, and we were like, well, I think we're going to chance it.
Yeah,
go for it.
Because it's good for like, did they give you 18 months or 2 years? 18 months, right?
Yeah.
Oh, cool.
Yeah.
So
it changes. And honestly, when you think about it, I think the planes are probably so clean right now because they're taking care of their own people. They don't want to get sick. So, you know, I think everything is going to be really clean. Are you a clean freak anyway, Roberta?
When she cleans, I have to leave the house. I can't. It's like she'll literally. It's like I'm playing hockey.
No, stop.
She'll have the vacuum cleaner and she will check me out of the way. You know, she's looking for.
I mean, especially like if I'm in the kitchen, like. I was taught, like my father is a chef, you know, so in the kitchen, it's always one of those things like your bathroom and your kitchen should be your main places where, I mean, if you're going to someone's house and if their bathroom is disgusting, you probably don't want to eat it. He always said it. If you go to a restaurant, you go to the bathroom and the bathroom is gross, that means their kitchen is probably the same. He always said that.
Ugh.
But in the kitchen, like I always like to clean as I go. So when I'm cooking, I clean. But when I let him in the kitchen, and he's a pretty good cook, he makes a mess. And then there's like piles of. Like,
it looks like a bomb went off when I'm done.
So I'm like, who's going to clean all this? You better get back in there and clean it.
What's Marilyn Russell's signature dish? What do you like to cook?
Honey, I dine out for a hobby.
Killing
me.
I know, but you have such good taste in food. I figured, you know, you've got to have something up there that you
know what? I can make a really good quiche, but like literally for dinner, here's what I had last night for dinner. I had a cinnamon bun with walnuts on top and cream cheese icing. That was my dinner.
There's nothing wrong with that. Nothing wrong with that at all.
That I'm dealing with right now. And I'm learning so much about my family because that's the only people that I have seen.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
They all love food. They all love to cook, and there's food everywhere. And my brother brought these for Easter, cinnamon buns that are to die for.
Oh my gosh!
You know what? If I'm going to do the calories, that's dinner.
And
Then I
Absolutely.
feel so bad.
It's like sometimes we do breakfast for dinner. We'll have French toast or,
Real
waffles.
French toast, I will kill you for. French toast, bacon, love, breakfast.
Oh my God.
Yeah,
I'm
It's
just,
my favorite meal. It really
I'm just like
Me
praying.
too.
I'm praying for all of our restaurants, obviously in Philly and stuff like that and across the country because they are suffering so much right now.
I had Chef
So
Jen
much.
Carroll on. We did an Instagram live. She was telling us what the things that they're doing. It might still be on my feed.
Yeah.
I've been supporting some local restaurants, pizza, and I've gotten some tofu and Asian. So they're crispy restaurants that I love.
Right.
So I'm trying plus Brelos, their seafood is amazing. And next week, by the way, in Woodhaven and Cottman, tomorrow they're giving away roast beef all day from 11 to 5.
Really?
No questions asked. If you need food, you can go get a roast beef sandwich. And I thought that was so nice.
That's awesome.
Yeah. That's we're up here. We're up here in Bucks County, and we have a couple local restaurants too that I love and I, support. There's a Latin grill called Andale, which I always talk about them, and they're doing the same thing. No questions asked. If you need food, you can. They even said you can call, you can text, you can email. We will bring it to you. And I think it's just showing the community.
Everybody's coming together a little bit.
Yeah,
which is nice.
Seeing the best of people.
Right
now.
Yeah.
And I think that is the most heartening thing that's happening. And that, I'm just totally geo-focused on the positive. We started at WOGL. I think it was my boss that thought of this. It's just genius. A whole section for essential humans. So anybody can nominate and submit their essential human.
Oh, that's cool.
That's really
good.
I
thought that was just such a brilliant idea. I've been supporting that. And you see people volunteering, and things you wouldn't ordinarily do, stepping up and doing it. So, if you're young and healthy, it's better. You don't want to put yourself if you're in the demo or you have a predisposition, a health problem, but people who can help are helping, and it's really amazing.
Yeah. We can see our nurses and doctors, and all these people on the front line, what they're doing is, they are the heroes.
Absolutely. Absolutely.
It gives me chills every time I talk about it because I'm like, I can't imagine being there day and night, and dealing with such a huge issue like this. And, sometimes being able to see your family, sometimes not being able to see your family. Sometimes you go home, you can't even touch your kids.
Yeah, I've come into that problem a couple times. I've gone out and I've come home and I've been out for a couple of hours and I'll come home and then, my kids they still run up to me and give me a hug.
That's when you were still still going up to the work.
Yeah, to work. So, and then I would just immediately just be like, all right, you got to stay back. I got to go shower. You can't, So it's weird, and littler kids don't understand.
Our little nephew.
Our nephew doesn't really understand, so he's
3 years old, and I came up with the idea to go see Rick's parents on Sunday, like a drive-by. So my brother-in-law and sister-in-law and their kids and our kid, and we all drove by, and they came out, and we did the waving and all that. But Harris, the little boy, he didn't understand that he couldn't hug his cousin. And today they did a FaceTime live and he was talking to Tony and he was like, I'm sick. And then his mom's like, no, you're not sick, honey. And he's like, well, Tony's sick.
Yeah, he doesn't understand.
When I feel, yeah, and he's like, when I feel better, I want to see you. And we're like, Harrison, you're not sick, buddy, And he's like, then Tony's sick.
Whatever way he needs to figure it out, that's okay.
He'll figure it out.
Yeah, and his mom was like, we're trying to have him understand, he's 3, it's so hard for them to understand,
Yeah.
So.
All right. Well,
thank you for chatting.
Oh my gosh, this was so great.
I know. I like it because I get to see all the people that I love seeing all the time, and I figured this would be a great way to chat.
Yeah. And I did get out of my pajamas today, which is good. Tomorrow is National Pajama Day, so I'm working in my pajamas all day.
Oh my God, that's amazing.
Yes.
But now that I'm in my pajamas, I can probably just go to bed now.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
So good night, sweet.
All right,
good night.
Vlad, good night.
See you soon.
I know. See ya.
Give Tony a kiss for me.
I will.